Erica, who is in lovely Miami, and I'm in semi-lovely Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Ah, nice. Very nice. Thank you.
I have a history of Miami. My whole mom's family was there, so growing up, that was where we went for our vacation. We visited family. That was our vacation. We visited
Yeah.
family there. And I can tell you, we knew we were getting close because number one, it was the only time we ever smelled the ocean. And number two, it was the only time you ever saw a Dunkin' Donuts. So as a kid, you were like, oh my gosh, they have munchkins. Oh my gosh.
Munchkins are the best.
Yes. The older me wouldn't touch one with a 10-foot pole, but there is a part of me that still gets nostalgic for those type of things. So welcome from Miami. I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Of course, I've been really looking forward to this interview. As someone who has been passionate about health for years, I have had a love-hate, mostly the latter, relationship with bars, and it's multi-factor, right? I mean, the historically bars want to appeal to someone who eats a candy bar, right? So they try to do these things and make them to where they taste at first bite like a candy bar. And as you probably know more than anybody, Erica, the way that you feel 30 minutes after you eat one of these bars is like, there was something my body was not quite thrilled about there. And I'm very proud to say, like, I have been through over a box of TruBars, and I have given them out to my friends. I've given them out to family, and it was one of those things that 30 minutes later, I didn't have that feeling like I had lowered my values or anything like that. In fact, I'm proud to say that I'm a regular TruBar consumer now. So thank you for what you've done and what you've created for the rest of us out here.
Thank you. It really hits home, and that's what I'm looking for. Bars mostly do make you feel like you made a really bad decision. Really important to me.
Yeah. And I'm speaking my opinion here, but one of the niches for bars, and I know that you travel a lot, Erica, and one of the niches for bars is just avoid when you're on the go, and of course you want to sit down and have like a nice salad or whatever, but you're in the airport or you're on the flight, and these are things, or you're in meetings for 3 straight hours and you're not going to actually have an hour for lunch. These are times where having something wholesome like TruBar, it really pays massive dividends. I'd like to start by unpacking a little bit. When did you realize that what was available just wasn't cutting it for you? What was this sort of chip on your shoulder?
Yeah, I mean, I still remember there's a moment that I was at Disneyland with my family, and I packed a bunch of snacks, knowing that, they have unhealthy snacks. Now they're much better, but they used to be very unhealthy. Yeah. And I ate a bar. And it tasted good going down, but afterwards I felt pregnant. Like my leggings and t-shirt were not enough. That didn't cover, like I felt really bloated. And I remember thinking like, gosh, like that's just so crazy that I just ate so many bad ingredients that I can't even read. And this is what is going inside of my body. Mm-hmm. And that was like one of the moments that I really realized that I needed to have something that was clean for on the go for my family. Like, I would never want to give one of those bars to my kids. I can't read half of the words. Yeah. So that was really like a pivotal point in my mind that I can remember as far as a memory.
So traveling with family, trying to enjoy time with your family, but also trying to be respectful of your body on the go and things like that.
Yeah.
When you're in those moments where you're at the touristy place, right? And you want to be the person who also wants to feel good at the end of the day. And it's funny to me how many people feel so terrible at these vacation days because they're going from spot to spot, just whatever fried food is available, whatever starchy food, because as we all know, starches are the cheapest food to make in abundance. It just amazes me how 10 minutes of pre-planning, really you can have the foresight to just mitigate those consequences. And it might be something where you say, I'm going to take us each to TruBar, and we're still going to snack on something, but we won't be starving when we get to that point. We'll be able to just have some type of reasonable bite or something like that. So I think this is part of what I was saying earlier, which is having options like this really makes the pre-planning easy because it's just grab and go type thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's perfect for that. It's also great if you want like a dessert, if you're looking for like a sweet tooth after lunch or,
Yeah, you did
before
a
dinner.
video. It's funny you did that video because I laughed when I was watching it where you did the Greek yogurt with strawberries and you chopped up a bar and put it. I do that. I do that type of thing all the time. I'll have my healthy-ish bar or a snack, and then I'll have something like yogurt berries. And be like, if I put this on top, it feels like a dessert to me. And quite frankly, one thing I've learned from being a big-time home chef is so much of our brain is wired through texture. So yogurt is good, but if we add something in there that adds texture, it's like our brain goes, now this is like the next level.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
Hi, it's Daniel. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. It's an honor to be making its way into your car, your earbuds, your living room. Today I want to talk about the invention I brought in order to help you live a healthier lifestyle very easy, and that is the Sprout Spout. You can see it behind me if you're watching. If not, just go to sproutspout.com. There's also a promo link in the podcast notes that will take you directly to our site with a discount code. The discount code is CE for Chasing Energy, and you will get 10% off of any of our Sprout Spout kits, which are a Sprout Spout unit plus seeds, and you can choose different seeds in different sizes and things like that. I want to thank you again for supporting the podcast, and it's an honor to be maybe making my way into your kitchen as well, where you'll be growing enough sprouts that you'll be able to eat them every single day. It is a wonderful tool. I invented it on the back of a napkin during COVID, and I use mine constantly, and I have never gotten sick of sprouts. For all the things I get sick of in my life, I've not gotten sick of sprouts. So enough about me. I hope you enjoy it. Use the promo link. Tell your friends about it. Thank you. All right. So tell me, give me an idea of when you were bringing this to market. Tell me what you considered like your first major roadblock.
Whew, my first, I don't know, there was just so many.
Because you start with optimism, right? And then there's this point where someone looks at you and says, Erica, sorry, no good. It's just, this market's crowded. This bar's not good. You're not going to be able to get this from your supply chain. I know you want these high quality ingredients, but these are hard to come by. What were some, like, I'd like a moment from you to where you kind of felt like you hit that first wall.
Funds, I would say money was like the biggest roadblock. There's the story of when we were in Target and we didn't have the funds to produce product in the 5-packs. And so I actually was like unpacking 12 counts and repacking it to like create this. And it wasn't like a couple bars or a couple boxes. It was a pretty large order.
If you're dealing with Target, that's a lot of volume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of roadblocks. There was definitely, we're still hitting roadblocks, right? Even as we grow and we are one of the top protein bars. There's a couple that I'm anxiously waiting a yes from, but haven't gotten it yet. So there's always roadblocks. But as long as you celebrate the win, even if they're small.
Oh, you've got some big wins.
We do have big wins.
I mean, if anyone sees their Costco flyer this month, TruBar is one of the
You're
things
right.
in the flyer. I saw it. I was like, oh, I'm talking to her.
I know. When did you see it? Because I just saw it yesterday.
Yesterday, I said,
Yeah,
how
you're quick.
serendipitous? How serendipitous is this? And also, one of my friends who is like a PT. She was doing an Instagram video, and she's like, I just found this bar, and da-da-da-da. And I was like, well, I'm actually talking to the founder. What questions do you have?
Ooh, what'd she have, honey?
No, she hasn't responded. Let's talk about when it comes to sweetness, some of the decisions, because you don't have any sugar alcohols in here.
Right.
And for those of you, I think sugar alcohols got their start with like Snackwells or something like that.
Yeah, they were in there for sure.
Yeah. So tell me about some of the things that you've had to make some hard decisions about not putting in the bar.
Yeah, so sugar alcohols is a big no-no. And that's one of the items that really makes you bloat. So it tastes sweet, but it's artificial. Your body can't function with it, and it just creates chaos within your body. And that's why you have a stomach ache and become bloated.
And it's funny because when you feel that bloated, you actually makes you think you're hungrier again, and you want to eat more and more and more. That's part of the byproduct.
But you feel so bad.
Yeah.
So that was really, really something that I knew I absolutely could not have. And I played around with different sugars. So we have organic cane sugar. in the bars now, and that's amazing. I think it's one of the cleanest. I've also been toying with coconut nectar and seeing if that will be a better substitute or where that fits in. And it's really across the board, right? You have to always remember when you have a product that you're not going to win with everyone. And otherwise you'll go crazy. Because if
I can speak to. Yeah, this I can speak to.
Because if you ask 100 people, would you rather have organic cane sugar or organic coconut nectar? It's literally probably going to be half down the middle. Maybe some are hard yes, some are hard no. And then some are like, oh, I have no idea. So you kind of just have to play around and make the call on your own. And I am still toying around with it, but I have not made any.
Yeah, it feels like the rite of passage as an entrepreneur is that if you're not upsetting some people, you're just not growing. And I say that knowing it's a bit trite. This is my actual invention back here, the green thing.
I was going to ask you, is that hydrogen water?
No, it's a device it's called the Sprout Spout. It's a device to grow sprouts on your countertop. And so I kind of revolutionized the sprout market with that little thing I brought to market.
Wow.
And yeah, it's fun stuff. But
Sprouts are really good for you. I got to get that.
Yeah, so my frustration came from seeing all these videos on broccoli sprouts, and everybody's like, these things are loaded in sulforaphane. They'll do all these things for you. And then like everyone else, I tried to grow them in a jar and was like, this is bull crap. I tried it for like a whole year. And during COVID, I sketched this out on a napkin. But all that to say, this is not about me. All this to say, I will tell you the negative feedback, the first few times I got some negative feedback, I wanted to go into a corner and be like, I can't believe I made somebody upset and da-da. And now I just sort of laugh and go, dude, if I don't hear something like that at least once every other week or so, I'm not doing my job. Because they're going to say it's too expensive, it's too this, it's too cheap. I wish that you used this material versus that material. But leaders can't dwell on that.
Right.
And I think we can both agree that given the number of positive reviews and where you're at, that clearly a lot of people like it. So you're hitting a lot of home runs here. And people like me who are finally just like, oh, thank God, I don't have to have regret after I eat one of these 30 minutes later. So I want to know a little bit about when you go to when you test a flavor. When you sort of benchmark that, does it come to you in terms of like you're in your kitchen or you see a flavor online and you go, that would be interesting to see if we could convert that to a bar? Is there a team that comes back with customer feedback? How do you usually weigh that into your lineup?
So I have on this piece of paper I'm working on.
Yeah. You'll be happy to know that's blurred out with your camera.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I didn't turn it over.
Yeah.
So they could be flavors that someone was talking about or I saw on a menu or I just woke up from a dream or however they came. I write them down and then I start talking to my flavor house R&D guy and we just start talking about, do we want this in dark chocolate or white chocolate? What notes do we want to hit first? And then we start playing around. I actually tasted a bar last night in my kitchen only because it came in the mail and I got home from the airport late and my kids were in the kitchen. I was like, oh, let's try the new package. Let's open it. And, we tried it. So I try them. And then today I'll probably have like a lunch date with my R&D and we'll discuss what is hitting first, second, how its flavor is coming across. Yeah. And it was not perfect. So there's definitely going to be many renditions of this. And so that's really how it comes to be. It's just like I imagine it and then I have to put it into play.
Yeah. Wonderful. So I've got one here that I've been snacking on. I will read the ingredients for our audience here who has not tried a TruBar. Almonds, the highlight ingredients are almonds, brown rice, pea protein, and cassava. Wanted to know, that was one question I had for you. With cassava, what made you choose to use that as an ingredient?
Just thought it was like an interesting, good, it's from the ground, making it, I don't remember the exact full reason behind it, but just kind of made it more wholesome.
It's tricky because you have so much fiber in these, but they're not terribly gritty. So how did you manage to keep that grittiness down? That sort of like Metamucil.
Yeah, it's the blend. So these are ground nuts. So there's a lot of nut butter in there. So it's kind of encompassing.
Yeah, wonderful.
It's a great texture.
Oh, absolutely.
That's like part of the joy.
Talk to me about your training routine. What do you do to stay healthy? I'm not going to use the word balanced for founders because that's bullcrap, but what do you do to stay healthy?
I am drinking over 2 liters of water before I get out of bed. As far as
Now, is this
training,
hydrogen water or electrolytes? Because you asked me if I had. No?
yeah,
Okay.
I wish it was
I
hydrogen
just,
water. No, not into
oh,
it.
sure. Yeah. I think,
Don't I don't know. No, I
I
don't
just
know.
haven't been willing to pay for it. I'll put it that way.
I know it's expensive. I haven't bought the machine either, but I did get the pills, those little like drop-ins,
Yeah.
but I haven't used them once, I think. So I drink 2 liters of water in the morning. That's really important. And I drink like 7 liters throughout the day total. So like an additional 5. So that's one thing I always do. And as far as working out right now, it's embarrassing, but I've always been someone who works out. I used to do berries every day at 6 a.m.
Yeah, yeah.
But right now I'm really busy, and I know that's such a lame excuse, so I shouldn't say it, but I am. I'm so busy, I like forget to work out, and I just can't fit it in.
Mm-hmm.
So I like march around the office a lot on calls, and I do have some weights here, and I will maybe be like doing a little bit while I'm talking, but I have not been going to the gym or anything, and I do notice, and I need to change it, and I say it every day, all the time. I got to carve out time, and I haven't. So I'm hoping it changes soon.
Erica, by the next time we talk, I expect a much more.
Hope so.
I expect you're going to be like, Daniel, that was the push I needed. And it's only because I have friends that lived in Florida that I know what a berry is, by the way. So that is jargon to us here in the South.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just a fitness class where you run on a treadmill and also do like weights, squats.
It's a pretty posh gym. It's a pretty posh gym from what I hear. Yeah.
Well, it's the red lights. Everyone looks really good because the red lights. It's dark with red light, so you look beautiful no matter what.
Yeah, I had a friend who built a gym, and he told me that they had to get these specific LEDs that were conducive to people taking selfies in the mirrors. And I was like, really? They've thought of that? He's like, oh, that's huge in gyms. You want to have the right lighting for selfies, or they don't want to use yours.
Yeah, and then they're getting free publicity, so it makes sense. Yeah.
Tell me, when it comes to if you were to pick, say, 3 supplements that have been life-changing for you or that's core to you, tell me 3 supplements that you take, or maybe you don't take any. But
yeah. No, I take supplements. I don't always take them because I forget for the most part. Vitamin C. Right now, I think vitamin C is so important. I think it's like 1,000 a day. And when I'm at like big events like Expo West or, just hugging, shaking hands, like thousands of people, I will take 3,000 or 4,000 and I never get sick. Knock on wood. But I really think it helps me, and I try to get my team all into it too. I'm like, here, who needs a pack? I do the Symbiotico on the squeeze. So that's important. I started taking the NAD, the True Niagen one. I'm not sure if it's doing anything. I'm hopeful. And then I take vitamin, is it B or D? Because I have the MTHFR.
It's probably D, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a genetic proponent to not being able to process B as well, and certainly shortages on. They pretty much tell everybody you're short on D.
Yeah, but I have the MTHFR. Do you know that?
I do.
Okay, yeah. I'm sure you do.
You're very knowledgeable, Erica. You're doing the right things here. Yeah.
Trying.
So give me an idea of when it comes to how you balance this with, you have children, right?
I do, yeah. I have a 13-year-old and an 11-year-old.
Okay, we're not that far apart. Mine are a little further along, but we're not far apart. How do you tell me about how mom sort of sets the healthy lifestyle expectation? Your mom's the TruBar person. I'm sure there's a lot of that. So tell me with a little bit about how what you're trying to teach them and ingrain in them. Obviously, entrepreneurship is a big part of that, but I'd love to hear how you sort of set the tone there.
Yeah. So I'm big on trying to get them to have enough hydration as well. Like, they know how important it is to drink a lot of water. Mm-hmm. And I am a believer that if you drink a lot of water, it flushes out all the bad stuff. So that's the first and foremost. They know seed oils are a no-no. There's so many snacks at school, at sporting events, wherever they are, that all have seed oils. So they know that that's a no-no. And then we're really big on protein. Mm-hmm. We eat balanced meals. We try not to have gluten, but they're 13 and 11, so I'm not crazy about everything, but I just be mindful.
I've never been a big bread person, but I will tell you, I make sourdough every other weekend,
Oh, you do?
yeah, and it's such a hit with the kids that I kept it as a habit because I saw how they enjoyed it. I'll have maybe like a half a slice every other day with a salad or something. It's not a make or break for me, but I have learned that food is, you create these sort of like nostalgia stages to where you're like, I can set the stage to where my kids are going to remember this fondly. And I will tell you, bar none, the first few times I made sourdough, I absolutely hated it. I didn't like the work. I didn't like the outcome. And then I would, at the end of the weekend, I'd say, what was the highlight of your weekend? And they would say, Dad, when you pulled that bread out of the oven, oh my gosh, Dad, it was
Oh,
like the
yeah,
best.
you can't stop doing that.
No, and so I learned pretty quick. I was like, man, it means that much to them. Oh my gosh, I need to make sure I work on this. That is wonderful input, Erica. What are you doing next? If you look at this year and you think about your goals of what you want to accomplish, is it to be in more stores? Is it to have 5 new flavors? Is it to read a certain, what are the metrics that get you out of bed right now?
Yeah, so both of those. I mean, we have new flavors coming on, more stores. We have different horizons, so there's different types of bars that I'm working on as well as just different flavors. You know, maybe some surprise items that aren't bars.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, keep it up your sleeve. One thing that we didn't mention on this interview, I listened to a couple of your other interviews. You talked about how, your husband was a very hard worker and he was on the golf, and he was kind of like, this idea of yours, and you can try it if you want. I want to tell you, you and I are not alike in this respect. Don't worry, it's a compliment. I was a corporate guy my whole life, and I'll tell you, when it came to the entrepreneur side, I had all these ambitions for this company I was going to make it. But at the end of the day, I would only give it maybe 10% of my effort because I was like, I've got a job, money's coming in, I'll be okay. It wasn't until that almost quite literally put my back up against the wall that I was like, holy crap, I've really got to do this. So what I want to kind of say when I say we're kind of different is, you somehow managed to do that and say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to prove it to yourself, to your husband, to anyone else. But in my situation, it took me I used to be an ultra runner. And one thing I learned was, as long as I start, I have a very hard time quitting. But it took me getting to the start line before I would get serious. And
Right.
I have to remove the option for easy exit. You, on the other hand, you apparently have the ambition and drive to naturally pursue these types of what others would certainly call lofty goals and ambitions.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I know, yeah. And I had like the person who was closest to me telling me, like, that's a 0, just like forget it,
Yeah.
know? But no, I wanted to prove it to myself. I think mostly it was really me. I was like, I need to do this for myself. Like, I need to have something.
Okay. Well, this has been wonderful, Erica. You have done such a great product in terms of the impact you're making. And it's hard, by the way, when you're trying to make a product that on the whole makes the world a better place. It's so easy to get sucked into but if we just add a little sugar here and a little bit of starch here, and then you go down this path of like, now we're just like every other snack company
Everybody
out there.
else.
Yeah.
Oh,
You've done such a great job of holding your core values in that, and I just want to kind of applaud you for that. Clearly, the bars are a hit, and you've done a great job with the ingredients, and I wish you much success on your path.
thank you so much. I appreciate all those kind words.
Okay. Unfortunately for you, if we ever talk again, I'm going to be asking you about your workout routine.
I know.
So,
I'm gonna get it.
yeah.
I'm gonna get it.
Whether
At
it's
least like 20 push-ups a day and like
whether
just
it's
something.
those are called exercise snacks. And it turns out science has shown that if you take 3 exercise snacks a day, which by the way is 30 seconds of push-ups or air squats,
I could do that.
it will lower your glycemic index if you do 3 exercise snacks a day.
All right.
That's less than a minute.
I can do. That I can do.
Yeah. All right. So get a wireless headset for your next call and you'll be set.
Yeah, exactly.
Erica, thanks for joining me. I appreciate you so much.
You would use a wireless headset?
Me? Yeah.
You would? You're not afraid of
I don't
being
throw
alone?
the baby out with the bathwater, Erica. I don't throw the baby. I'll drink.
Curious.
Look, if you're thirsty, would you drink out of a plastic cup?
Yes, I actually do drink
because it's
out of a plastic
hydration.
cup.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I get this type
Just
of thing on.
checking.
Yeah. This whey protein is not grass fed, and I'm like, dude, it's like you're arguing over the 1%. Right now there's bigger needs. So when it comes to stuff like that, yeah, I do say that.
Okay. All right. Just checking.
Yeah.
As we're both using wired.
Yeah, we're both using wire. I would if the if I could do you justice with a wireless headset, I wouldn't mind it, but I want to make sure I give you the best recording.
Yeah.